Well, you know what the rain does? It makes things grow. So it must be that an act of God like rain wants us to grow, and I know that's what we're going to do as this week goes on, right? Well, folks, there were people that came to power that said they wanted to fundamentally transform America. We didn't want that. We tried to tell people the only fundamental transformation needs to be back to the freedoms we once had. But now this group has been fundamentally transforming America, and it's not pretty. Now almost half of the U.S. is not paying income tax. That's been going on for a while as we've moved, but now under this administration, it's made a dramatic move forward. But Obamacare takes a huge leap down the road to socialism and to what I'll keep calling the GRE, the government running everything, and we don't want it. Now we got the real tyranny of the health care bill, the Obamacare, was that a minority, who are a majority up here, but a minority of Americans crammed a health care bill down our throats that was a government takeover, masked as a health care bill, and forced it on the majority. That is the tyranny of the minority, and it has to stop, and I know you want to see that happen. But if Obamacare stands, you would have, I would have, next generations would have a big brother such that not even Orwell could have seen coming. It's got to be stopped. Now, if the Supreme Court doesn't know that people care, unfortunately, they're human. It has an effect when they don't know that people don't care. So let me ask you, do you care? Yeah! Do we want government controlling our health care? Hell no! Now, the president told a lady himself who asked about her mother who had so far 10 extra years after she got a pacemaker, and you may remember the video. Go online and see it. It's him saying it himself. He beats around the bush for a while, and she's wanting to know, once you control health care, would people like my mom be able to get a pacemaker? Would you consider their quality of life? He finally gets down to it and says, maybe we're better off telling your mom to take a pain pill.
Oh! How do we get
folks,
how do we get that video?
I don't know about you, but the biggest pain I've got is this bill. But I have a prescription. The prescription is a two-step treatment. First, more exercising of the right to vote these people out of office. Second, you apply liberally with conservative servants here in Washington until the warts are removed. Then in the future, hopefully people will understand what happens when Americans don't get out and hire people on election day. You got to read the resumes, you got to interview the applicants, and then you hire the people that aren't going to take your rights away. That's what we got to do. You've started today. Things are going to be going all week, as you'll hear. Tomorrow there'll be another group up here, as I understand, around Capitol Hill, 2 to 4. Come on back. wherever the group is, and keep coming back all you can this week so the Supreme Court knows. Now, the Supreme Court should strike this down.
Yeah.
Yes!
It is unconstitutional. The government has no right to tell anybody you must buy a product to live. And this business about, well, gee, states tell people they have to buy car insurance, that's very clear. That's for the privilege to drive on the highways, and there's not a state in the union that requires anybody to buy insurance on themselves. You have to buy it to cover the other guy and damage you might do for the privilege to drive. Totally different situation.
Right.
So not only should the Supreme Court strike it down, if there are any roots or seeds of those big warts in this bill that haven't been removed by the Supreme Court, we've still got to repeal the bill. 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 All right, folks, let me just say one more thing. Steve King mentioned last night in a phone call we were on that he has never been more heartened. And he and I have talked about it. We've never been more blessed than we were when we were about to vote on this monstrosity. And you came from all over. You know, it had been so discouraging, and you showed up, and you were like just a big old dose of enthusiasm. You were a blessing to us. You were an answered prayer, and here you are again.
Yeah.
So let me tell you, Tea Party patriots really are an answer to prayer. You're an answer to prayer. It's our government. Let me tell you, though, in an orderly society, you do need a government, and they do things like issue permits so you can have assemblies like this. The permit is for this area. There is no permit to have this in front of the Supreme Court. There's no permit to have it immediately across the street on that sidewalk across from the Supreme Court. But I would suggest to you that we all do have to go back to our cars, go get a taxi. Some will be going to the metro. And let me tell you, the best way to the metro or to get a cab, when it's all over here, I'm going to be going back to my car. And I would love it if you'd let me show you the best way. And we'll just walk toward the Supreme Court, right? Okay? I just want to let you know, I'm willing to show you the best way to go to the metro and to your car, and we'll do that. And if you want to pause and say a prayer somewhere along the way, that's okay too. All right, a few quick questions, and I'm done. And the answers are simple. It's either yes, we can, or no, we can't. Can we keep fighting till Obamacare is gone? Yes, we can! Can we elect a new president? Yes, we can! Can we elect a new majority in the Senate? Yes, we can! Can we force Republican leaders to have the courage of their conviction or get new ones? Yes, we can! If we can, then we'll be cured of this terrible disease. God bless you for coming.